Okay, so we're talking about how to create the kind of conditions in which life success is possible. And by life success, I mean well-being and flourishing life, life and aliveness. A couple different ways you can say it. So before we are able to shape situational variables into a cohesive and functional life success system, a system built for life, we need to know where we're going. And we talked about where we're going in the last video and how to tell when we've arrived at flourishing. And now we're going to talk about what comes before flourishing, and that's psychological well-being or psychosocial well-being, right? A third way you could say it is situated well-being. This is well-being that you're experiencing in your mind. That's the psycho part, right? That's the original meaning of that word, and the mental. So you're experiencing the mental well-being as a result of the social interactions that you are having in your life. So, and you're going to experience this well-being because your needs are met, right? So let's talk about what your needs are. Well, there's 12 of them specifically that I've included in this training because you'll notice that if you don't have any one of these needs satisfied, you are not going to be able to experience well-being, not a well-being that is based in reality, right? So that's a quick point of order here is that when I talk about well-being and real happiness, I mean you can't just do a mental backflip into psyching yourself into this kind of happiness. Just like someone who's imprisoned behind bars in a jail cannot imagine themselves getting out of the prison and then have it be real, right? So if you actually want to experience real happiness, you have to create the kind of real conditions in which real happiness is possible, right? So there are 12 needs that you need to satisfy, and I have those on a wheel of well-being. And on the outer edge of the ring of the wheel, which I'll put in the description beneath here for those of you watching on YouTube, and I'll include it in the DVD for those of you who have the DVD. Uh, the outer ring is the subjective part. It's the part that you feel. It's your need being satisfied. And the inner ring of the wheel of well-being is the objective part of getting this need met. It's the part that you can notice. It's the quality of the social environment. It's the nutrient richness of the social environment. So in a healthy social environment, I'm going to feel safe because there is security in that place. Not just physical security, but also emotional security and mental security, which means no one is abusing me psychologically, emotionally, socially, right? We'll talk more about those later. Threats to the good life include all the various forms of abuse. If you don't know what mobbing in the workplace is, we'll talk about that. But these are things that create a state of uh, threat in the environment, and so a person is going to feel unsafe. They're going to feel afraid, right? And so they're not going to have their need met in that moment. So, why should they stay at that job if they can't get their human needs met there? That's what you have to ask yourself as an employer, as a coworker, as an employee. Do I want to stay in this workplace when it's not safe for me here? You know, and I'm maybe constantly going home and drinking or drugging as a way of like medicating these bad feelings that I'm having associated with being in these toxic experiences. So safety, another one is equality of value. And you can tell that you're experiencing equality of value by noticing that people are treating you with dignity, right? Third one is uh, support. You can tell that you're being supported You can feel supported when people are being respectful. Another one is stability. You can experience stability when people are being consistent, right? Another one is sufficiency, having enough of your needs met. And you get your needs met when you have access to available resources, right? So these are the subjective and objective aspects of getting your needs met. There's two sides of it. There's the feeling part and the noticing part. Another one is I have a need to be transparent about who I am, both publicly and privately. And the way I can get this need met is I can notice it's being met in the social environment by people being authentic and honest, right? People aren't hiding their real intentions, what they really think and feel, etc. And another one is balance. I want to feel like my life is in balance. And so I can feel in balance when people are adhering to a standard, right? If there are no standards, don't expect things to be in balance. Another one is a feeling of vitality or spirit, right? I'm invigorated, I'm energized. I have people can see that like shininess in me, and usually that comes, you can notice that's happening when people are taking care of themselves, they're taking care of others, they're taking care of their environment, they're having pride in their environment, right? And then another big one is I feel like I'm capable of rising to the occasion and meeting any challenge head on or having self-efficacy. And the way people see this in me, um, it looks like I have a heroic mindset. You know, I feel like I'm a champion. And so I may not have mentioned all 12 of them there, but I'm going to include the Wheel of Well-Being in the video series so you can check it out yourself. And if you want to get into the details of it, you can learn much more in depth in the Create Your Life handbook that I also have for sale. So flourishing and well-being is the destination, and in the next video I'm going to talk about how to get there, right? Using virtue pairs.